if you are able, and remove your hat for the flag of Canada.
For this men's OCAA volleyball matchup. It's the Niagara College Knights taking on the St. Clair Saints. NC coming off a loss on Wednesday here at home against Conestoga, which officially puts them outside of top 4 contention. Still a lot to fight for in that playoff picture for St. Clair. They sit in that 8th spot, the final playoff position, tied with Redeemer for 7th, and their 5-10 record. They still have a chance. If they win today, will solidify themselves in a playoff spot. NC 8-7, I'm Noel Vogel. Alongside me, Alec Murray. St. Clair Saints women's team taking home the win earlier this afternoon, 3-0 sweep. And the men's looking to do the same. NC not going to let that happen here today.
You're exactly right, Noel. They need a big win here to wrap up this 3-game homestand. 1-1 on it thus far. Their 3rd last game of the season before they head up north to finish out their season. You're exactly right. Big time difference if you're going to finish in that 5 seed or that 6 seed. Regardless, you're going to play a good team from the east side of things, but I think you'd rather have Durham than Canada. Durham than Canadore at this point. Big game here for Niagara. On the other side of things, St. Clair, they need a win to keep their playoff hopes alive, and honestly, to clinch a playoff spot in that 8 seed. They sit tied with Redeemer in that 7 and 8 seed. Not going to be an easy task, but want to make the playoffs. Ruckus crowd here for St. Clair again as we're underway.
Start things off with a Leland Parento serve. They'll go to the outside. Newitz with a big dink on defense. They'll go to Ashton this time. Rolling over top the block and down for the first NC point. And one thing we mentioned a little bit in the women's game was this sickness bug that's been going around, and it really hit the men's team hard. A couple of players didn't play on Wednesday. No Noah Tremblay, no Mitch Chirpy, who's back in the lineup today. And of course, that's allowed Leland Parento with Matty Braun, who was sick. He's now starting again here this afternoon. Excellent serve. It was fought off by St. Clair. They'll throw over a free ball. Parento to the outside. Smith! Cross-court seam, and he finds it. And he's got his first kill here this afternoon.
They're going to want to establish Wisdom Smith early and often in this one, and if they're going to be successful, it's going to be through their big outside hitter, Smith. On the other side of things, you look at the same position. Cale Wilkinson's a veteran on this St. Clair team. They're going to go to him. They're going to go to him often. Niagara's got to find a way to shut him down.
He's had a lot of big games against NC here. in Welland. Excellent get from Parento. Newitz to the outside. Smith, but this time is blocked up at the net. That was Cole Martin getting touches on it.
Cole Martin and Walls closed that block perfectly on the near side. They let it happen the first time. Smith tried to pick it the same side, and that time they did not let it happen. Excellent, excellent timing on the block by the two up front.
Now serving fourth-year setter Nick Kwiatkowski as he puts that one into the net. So,
Kwiatkowski on the season. Sorry, no, Kwiatkowski on the season. They're going to have, Niagara's going to have a tough time. He's second in the province in assists, 441. Good passing all over from him.
This time it'll go to the right side. It was kept alive off the block by Marchetti. Kwiatkowski again, this time Wilkinson on the offside. Able to break the seam. He got in between the Newitz brothers and drops in for St. Clair's second point. 3-2 here early on.
Go back to the first matchup between these two teams. It went to 5 sets, and St. Clair's scrappy team, and obviously Niagara standings-wise the better team, but don't take St. Clair for granted here.
Parento to the middle, Redicop tools it off the block. And NC early on here flowing offensively. It's been back and forth, Rowan Redicop now gonna go and serve. Deep float, passed off the net. It'll be a high ball on the outside, swung across, Redicop with the dig.
Excellent get.
And they're gonna call Parento on a lift. He caught that ball a little bit. So it's gonna be St. Clair point. It's back to a 1-point game.
One thing with Parento is sometimes he keeps that ball in his hands too long. He's gonna get caught. He gets caught a little bit more often than you'd like. They caught it there.
So now back serving Zach Walls. And he missed it, that one. Sent it up the side, another missed serve. That's the second from behind the line for St. Clair. (5-3) Knights. Wisdom Smith serving. High toss. And an ace for Wisdom Smith as it came off the arms of Pahal. And Wisdom Smith's got a kill and an ace here in set number 1.
He's going to throw fits for the defending team when he serves, and he gets that toss up so high. The higher you get it, the better you make connection with it. Wisdom Smith, one of the best.
Soaring again. This time he just hit it out.
See, Noah, he adjusted on that one. Looking for that deep line shot. Put a little more on it, but this time just sends it out on the far side.
So now Cale Wilkinson serving. 6'5" outside hitter. Windsor native.
He's a stud.
Ashton Newitz out of the back row. Great disguise set. RJ Martin faked that one out of the middle, opened up for Ashton Newitz, and he was set up perfectly by Parento, and he's able to put it away for his first attack.
Established that pipe ball early with the Newitz. Perfect timing on the set from Parento has been excellent to start.
Marchetti threw that one a little bit too far ahead. He finds the net. Now Arthur Richard serving for St. Clair. Deep spinner, sends it out the back. And 3 service errors here early on for St. Clair is the difference right now. So here's RJ Martin. First year from St. Mary's. He's solidified himself these past few games. He started 3 games in a row now. Tight serve, it was overpass. They'll go to the middle. Redicop's having to dump it over. Kwiatkowski to the outside. Great swing through the seam from Nolan Cobart. That one got through and down. And now we'll see Calvin Kett serving for St. Clair. Kett's floater. Tough get for Newitz. He's able to get it back on the outside, rolling over top of the block. And St. Clair will try on offense. Blocked at the net by Redicop, but it went out. of play, and St. Clair's strung some points together here. It's a 1-point game. Get another Windsor, Ontario native in his first year for the Saints. Parento to the outside. Newitz rolling off the tape and in. Bit of an unorthodox kill, but Ashton Newitz able to put that point away.
It's that home court advantage top tape roll for Newitz, who's had a good start here for this Knights squad. Up by 2 early.
He's back at the start of the rotation. Leland Parento serving. And puts that spinner into the net. We often see Parento with a bit of a hybrid float / spinner serve. Today electing to go more often with the spin serve. That time he puts it into the net. Kwiatkowski now serving. His spinner is good. Overpass. And Walls is going to put it straight back down. Smart but effective, able to just push that on the side of the NC court. He found the spot, and it's a tie game. Kwiatkowski, another heavy serve, this time met by Newitz. Ashton on the far side, blocked by Walls. Back-to-back big plays up at the net from number 9. And Zach Walls is proving to be a force to be reckoned with.
4th year from Amherstburg, once again getting to that near side, and that's the 2nd or 3rd time we've seen them close that block perfectly. That time Newitz the victim.
Kwiatkowski, another heavy serve. Out of sequence, they'll go to Newitz on the outside, and it's a first ball played over by the St. Clair Saints. Tipped over the block and down. Newitz able to catch Cole Martin on the way down.
So there's the veteran presence by Ashton Newitz. He gets stuffed and he knows it on the play before. Second time comes back. He rolls a cross shot perfectly. St. Clair able to battle it back over the net. He gets another chance, and he's like, I'm going to dump this one this time, and he gets it over.
Kwiatkowski.
Oh, that's a double right there.
Ooh. No call from the referee. He'll go back to the outside, and that one sent way out the back. Cole Martin was looking for touches, but NC got their hands down in time, and they'll regain the lead here, 11-10.
This may be one of the most obvious ones I've seen in a long time.
Well, we talked a little bit about how in the OCAA they've been letting a little bit of those double hits go more often. Wilkinson, a heavy swing. Parento met it on the near side. Marchetti gonna have to throw over a free ball.
Go right
Kwiatkowski back to Wilkinson. This time he puts it away. Such a heavy swing on that outside.
Listen, when Cale Wilkinson's in the front row, he loves playing in this gym especially. We mentioned it. We've covered it a couple of times. Remember last year, Wilkinson had a heck of a game for St. Clair. He's just doing it again when he's in the front row. They can't not go to him. He's excellent. He's going to get his swings in. The thing with Cale Wilkinson, too, he's got so much power, he's going to go right through the block every single time. Niagara's got to learn that. They got to focus on that. They got to get those blocks closed quickly. You don't have much time with Wilkinson swinging.
Cole Martin put that one into net, so 4 service errors in this first set for the Saints, and Redicott returns the favor as he sent that one out the back. 12-12 here in set number 1.
So again, a competitive early first set here between these two sides. Still looking for our first run of this game.
Zach Walls serve, fought off by Ashton Newitz. Parento sent a little bit off the net. Kwiatkowski, Wilkinson, that block laid, and Wilkinson able to beat it. Steve Stone not happy. They thought Wilkinson had gone into the mesh that time. You saw it move. There's a lot of action.
It was a tight set. It was a tight set. Kwiatkowski, and you're right, I believe he was on the, it looked, I don't know if we have a replay of that at all, but he used the block perfectly, Wilkinson. Well, we know of what we see on the call. And again, you cannot be late with Cale Wilkinson swinging on the ball, Noah. Again, that Niagara block was late. Now, whether he was on the net or if he wasn't on the net, at the end of the day, that block has got to get there. They got to close that quicker on Wilkinson. They're going to find him in the front row.
So St. Clair taking the lead here now. Halfway through this first set, there's still conversation between.
It's a hard play to overturn. Let's take a look at the replay.
So Smith having to throw over that free ball that allowed Wilkinson to set up on the far side.
Oh boy, he came right down into it.
Not sure if they thought that ball had gone down before the contact. Nonetheless, it's St. Clair point and an overpass from Newitz. Kwiatkowski to the middle. Swung cross in. Calvin Kett able to put that one away, and the Saints have a 2-point lead here.
St. Clair's going to take advantage here in the front row without Redekop. Up top for Niagara.
That ball had zero spin on it. Sailed out the back, and a good lead from Ashton Newitz. We'll see a substitution here. We see this quite often. Matty Takix checking in for Wisdom Smith. He'll come and play in the back row.
This provides a little bit better defense. Does Matty Takis, an all-around player. He's great up top of the net. Got a good serve on him too, but really good defensively. Takis, he's not going to let balls drop.
Also a very competent C-ball swinger from that back row on the right side. A good serve he put in. Wilkinson! All alone against Marchetti, and he rips one down. It's 15-13.
Niagara's at a disadvantage with Redekop on the bench right now, leading the province in solo blocks percent. To have Wilkinson in the front row and Redekop on the bench is not ideal for Niagara right now, and Wilkinson taking full advantage of it. You look at it again, Niagara's got to find a way to get blocks there. You cannot give Wilkinson that much space.
And the Saints have kept this one close early with their missed serve 6 already in this first set. We'll see Miss Chirpy check in.
What do you say, Noah? You swing hard, you get blocked hard, right? If Niagara can find a way to close that out, he's going to get blocked harder than he's hitting the balls down. They haven't found and able to find an answer yet.
So Chirpy's serve goes right through the hands. Parenzo, Martin out of the middle, and he was all over the net.
RJ Martin a little too overzealous. And they're going to talk about that first contact, though. They're going to say the first contact does not matter. You can get away with that. If that's a second contact, they're going to call it. Not on a first contact. And that's the argument that Micah Newitz is making. He said he can't hit him twice. He's trying to argue it's two different contacts, but it's on the first contact, Noah, so they're going to let that go. If it's a second contact, it's a call. First contact, they're not going to call that.
A couple of these tight calls not going in the Knights' favor, and they need to erase that, and that'll help with that missed serve. And we'll see Jack Drummond check in. He'll come in and serve for RJ Martin. First year has been used a lot recently at the start of 2025 as a sub-server for NC.
Jack Drummond's going to be an excellent player for this program, Noah. Got good length, good wingspan to him as well. He's going to be an excellent outside. The more he gets, use this first year to kind of grow under a couple of really good outside hitters that Niagara has this year. He's going to grow into a very, very good player for them down the road.
And especially with the injuries and the players NC's had out recently, Jack Drummond's had a couple of big opportunities. He's come into some games when players have been struggling. He was in that third set against Conestoga where he came in for Marchetti, who was struggling up at the net, and he put in some good minutes. He's a good server, unfortunately missing that serve that time, but he's got a lot of good tools. He's able to find himself at the net. He's a good blocker. He's disciplined defensively as well, and definitely a bright future for him. It's only in his first year.
A local kid too, and you like to see that from Thorold Secondary, only in his first year. And
Redekop puts that one into, and that was a good look. It's just a little bit behind him in his swing, and he couldn't fully follow through on that one. It's back to a 2-point lead for St. Clair.
So get Redekop in there, Wilkinson back up into the front row, Noah. exactly what they wanted in the first time.
Parenzo chirpy out of the back row. And again, they've gone to that twice now. Mitch Chirpy now taking over that pipe position, and he had so much space after Redicop able to sell that middle attack, and he found the court that time. Parenzo back serving, Wisdom Smith into the front row now for NC.
The rotation around for Niagara, 18-17 game. See if Niagara can go on a run here.
St. Clair, Kwiatkowski to the back row. Wilkinson again. This time out of the C ball.
That is just a beautiful set. Again, Kwiatkowski puts it on a tee for his big swinger, and Wilkinson just continues to pound Niagara here in this first set.
Kwiatkowski, a heavy spin serve. Another good one came off the arms of Newitz. Smith able to keep it alive. He's trying to put back down from Comartin, and one-handed set from Parenzo, able to find Redicop, who just painted the line in front of the St. Clair bench. Scrappy, but a big point for the Knights. They cut the lead down to 1.
What a job by Parenzo. Gets up there with that one-handed set, and he's able to just get enough of it, Noah, to get that ball up and give his hitter a chance. He's coming down to the wire here in set number 1.
Ashton Newitz, the shallow serve,
Oh, it's a
and
great
balls
step.
out of the middle. St. Clair continues to respond here. NC can't get within 2 right now.
Defensively, Niagara needs to tighten up here down the stretch in this first set. St. Clair taking advantage of it. 2-point game.
Comartin serve, passed up by Micah Newitz. Parenzo, and came back off of the block and off Marchetti and down. And the biggest lead here in this stretch for the Saints is 21-18.
Steve Stone letting his guys roll here, still looking for a first time out. You got to think if St. Clair comes up with one, they'll call one here. 3-point game.
Comartin. Micah Newitz passes to the middle. Redicop pushes over. It's kept alive by the Saints. Parenzo with a big dig. Marchetti able to roll one over. Kwiatkowski goes back to Wilkinson. This time tips over the block. It's kept alive. Newitz had to put it over and couldn't keep it in between the lines. And you would expect a timeout now from Steve Stone.
They need one. They need a reset, Noah. And it's just sloppy volleyball. We said off the top of the broadcast, this is a really scrappy St. Clair team. And yeah, they're 5-10 on the season, but again, what have they done? They've done the things that they know they're good at. Find Cale Wilkinson wherever he is on the court. They're going to use him all the time. He's been excellent. He hasn't made any mistakes in this first set for St. Clair. That's been the difference. Defensively, Niagara struggled. They haven't been able to contain the big swings of St. Clair. Kwiatkowski's been excellent on hands as well. He's just putting that ball exactly where his hitters need to have it. And St. Clair is on the verge again of taking a set here from Niagara. We mentioned it 5 sets earlier on as we take a look at this replay. It's an excellent one-handed set by Parenzo, but Niagara, that should not be the case. They're a little bit scrambly in this first set.
Yeah, and it seems as though the St. Clair team, they feed off that scramble play. They're able to turn a lot of broken opportunities and find their big outside hitters, and so far it's been Cale Wilkinson. He's been unstoppable right now on that outside, and he's finding ways. He had a couple of big shots on that outside, which opens up that tipping and pushing over the net opportunity. He's had a couple of times where he's caught NC off guard. They need to figure him out on that outside, but it starts here with a pass and getting a good look. NC hasn't really found anything in sequence as of late, and they need a point right here out of the timeout. It's a 4-point game.
If you're Georgian looking at this standings-wise, St. Clair win today solidifies them a seed. As that one goes out, it solidifies them in the playoffs. Last thing I want is to play this St. Clair team in a playoff spot in a cross action. Yeah, I know it'll be 1-8 or 2-7. Still, I don't want to see any part of this team in a one-game playoff.
They're playing like a real playoff contender right now here. In this one, they lead by 5. Tight to the net. It's put over on one. A bit of a misplay there as Parenzo.
Oh.
And they're going to say it was a lift on him. And set point now for the Saints.
Niagara's just crumbled at the base here. halfway point of this first set. We were locked in an even battle. Coming out of this timeout, you want to come out strong. You want to at least see a point on your side. No. St. Clair continues to roll and has a chance to take this first set.
Struggled to put balls away here in this first set. Parento, this time will go to Smith, able to play it off the block. And since the first couple points, or Wisdom Smith had a few attacks since he's been in the front row, he has not had many looks, and NC needs to continue to look for him.
No, they need to continue to use their best player up front, and that is Wisdom Smith. He has the biggest impact on this game if they used him right. Only a couple looks so far. They had him early, but it has not been often.
So NC's got to stay perfect here for the last part of this set. Set point still for St. Clair, and that's going to do it. Who else but Cale Wilkinson on the outside? He's picking apart NC right now. And with a plethora of kills from all different positions for number 18, that's going to do it. 25-19, the first set score. And St. Clair just looking like the more dominant team to start things off. And NC, in their game against Conestoga, came out in that first set flat. They lost 25-11 in that first set. And again, they come out here not as sharp as they usually are. They need to find themselves here in set number 2.
It could just be a head-scratching season for this Niagara team, though. So much talent, unable to unlock it in that first set. And yeah, St. Clair played well, but guess what? St. Clair, the difference in this game, St. Clair is the best player on the floor right now. Cale Wilkinson's been outstanding. He didn't make an error in that first set. They can't find a way to block him. They're late on those closes. You can't be when you have Cale Wilkinson swinging. They have to be more alert up in the front row as you take a look. He gets up so high, and another late block by Niagara. When Wilkinson's in the front row, you know where the ball's going most of the time. They have to get those blocks over. They got to close that block, and that comes down to their middle play. It just hasn't been there right now. They have not got a hand on one single swing from Cale Wilkinson, and they can't continue to let that. Defensively, it's not an issue. If you can't get blocks at the net when Cale Wilkinson's swinging, what's your defense supposed to do with a ball that's getting pounded into the attack line, right? There's not a lot of options to do. I'm sure if you're Steve Stone, that's exactly what you're saying. Guys, we got to get hands up at the front row. Got to focus in on that in his second set, or else Cale Wilkinson's going to run away with this, and they're going to continue to feed him. For St. Clair, continue the same thing. Feed the ball to 18. There's nothing else Niagara can do, and until they show that they can stop it, there's no sense in changing the game plan at this point. St. Clair's also made less mistakes. Good passes. Kwiatkowski's been excellent, as we know he would be coming into this game, and their two best players have played like it here in the first set.
Yeah, and you see St. Clair making less mistakes. They had 6 service errors, pardon me, 7, and they still won that set by 6 points. Just goes to show their offensive dominance in that first set, and you're exactly right. You can see in those earlier looks at the bench, a lot of glum faces with Cale Wilkinson, the way he's been playing. It's put NC where they haven't really been able to bounce back emotionally, and they need to find themselves here, erase that first set, and focus on winning set number 2. And for the Saints, they're getting it from Cale Wilkinson. If NC's able to shut it down, they're going to need to find it from other places. Walls and Ket out of the middle have also been very efficient on their minimal attacks, and Kwiatkowski, not only from behind the service line, but his sets have been nothing but perfect for the Saints, and he's been running his offense almost perfectly.
If Niagara's going to take advantage in the second set, they need to look to their middle ball. That's where they have an advantage over St. Clair. They did not use it at all in that first set, Noah. Nothing. Marchetti sitting there, nothing. Rowan Redekop. They need to start using these guys out of the middle because, again, that's where they have the advantage. You look at St. Clair. They know their advantage is on the outside, so that's where they go. Niagara's got to take advantage in this middle. I'd like to see them trying to establish that middle ball just a little bit more here in this second set, as it looks like we're going to get a little switch up. Oh, no. Parento back out there. So they're going to leave it the same here. And see what they can do.
No changes either side, not surprising for the Saints after a dominating first set win. And we'll start things off with Nick Kwiatkowski to serve. That one off the net. Parento chasing. High ball over for Smith on his offside. Dumps it into the pot. And a good dig that time for Bahal. Wilkinson! It doesn't matter if it's in sequence or out of sequence. Kwiatkowski has been finding Wilkinson on the outside, and that wasn't a perfect set, but it doesn't matter. He's able to make do with pretty much any ball that's put in front of him.
Why is Kwiatkowski second in the province in sets and assists?
Cale Wilkinson.
It's because he gives the ball to his best player. And Wilkinson, again, finds that seam. that middle block is late closing. They cannot afford to keep having a late block on Wilkinson.
Another heavy serve from Kwiatkowski.
Got to swing on that ball.
Pushed into the net from Wisdom Smith. And St. Clair starting off how they finished that first set here.
It's two, I get it, it's two out of rotation sets and kind of running around a bit. You got to swing on both those. You at least got to put a roll shot down. Can't be dumping over free balls. It's a hard adjustment, but it's not a ball that you can't swing on for Wisdom Smith.
Kwiatkowski took a little bit off that one. Redekup able to find the corner. That's exactly what they needed. They go to the middle ball, and they're able to side out here, 2-1 here early on.
That's what they need to do. They need to establish that again. It's a good set by Parenteau. They're in rotation. They're in stride. Continue to run that middle ball. That's where they have the advantage. We'll say it all game.
Well, a perfect pass from Mike Inuits also to set up that play. Wilkinson this time on the left side, but he's blocked at the net. And that's the thing they have on that left side is they will have the advantage over Cale Wilkinson with Wisdom Smith blocking out of the right side.
Well, they got there in time. That block is in time. Like I said, he swings hard, but he gets blocked harder, okay? Start to find that stride with Wilkinson now. He's going to keep swinging.
Kwiatkowski this time to the middle. It's kept alive off the net. Punched up and pushed over by Marchetti. Kwiatkowski again to the middle. And another great shot from Zach Walls.
So the thing is with St. Clair, because of the amount of attention that they're going to draw with Cale Wilkinson in the front row, they also have the ability to play off of him, right? So much attention focused on one player, you start to bring your other guys in. Wilkinson starts to get blocked a couple of times. You're going to see St. Clair start to go to other options in the middle because Niagara cannot not key on Wilkinson in front.
Inuits out of the back row. What a dig by Comartin. Wilkinson off the net, puts it down.
He's going to swing on everything. That's what I'd like to see Wisdom Smith do in those first couple of points, right? Not a ball that is very swingable, not a great set, but it's a ball that Wilkinson knows he can put a swing on. Causes confusion defensively for Niagara.
And he put it in a good spot right between that seam, and Inuits unable to keep it alive. Comartin fanned on that serve a little bit, shanked off the arms of Inuits. Pushed over another free ball opportunity for St. Clair. Outside, Wilkinson puts it down again.
It's late. They got the switch off. And Wilkinson, free for all. He's hit that seam again.
It's early on here, but this could end up being an historical performance from number 18 on the Saints side. That one goes out the back from Comartin.
Isn't it a Walker Collin at Conestoga who plays really well in this gym? This is another guy who plays really well in this gym. And he's been dominant here to start for St. Clair.
Well,
a win clinches them a playoff spot here today.
Big implications for the Saints, and they're playing like it matters, and Kwiatkowski maybe got away with that one nonetheless.
That's got to be a call.
Wilkinson.
It's really obvious. That's the second real obvious one we've had here this afternoon that they have not called.
Redekup serve. Kwiatkowski tights the net, able to keep it alive, and it's floated over. Parenteau, Smith, having to dump it into the pot. Kwiatkowski to the back row. Comartin! And not only with Wilkinson, they have other huge swingers, and this time they're finding Nolan Comartin, and that was one of the biggest we've seen this afternoon.
The biggest difference right now is Kwiatkowski. He's putting the ball where he wants. Makes it so much easier for your big swingers to come through. St. Clair hasn't missed. They continue to roll.
And he's getting the ball he wants as an ace from Zach Walls. Feels like every pass from St. Clair is right on the money, right at 2.5. And Kwiatkowski has been able to operate how he wants. 7-4 early on here. We'll see Liam Marchetti check out. Mitch Sherpy going to come in.
They need defense right now. Mitch Sherpy provides a good amount of defense for them. A little bit of a different look here for Niagara defensively.
And Walls puts that one into the net. And he talked about some of the performances outside hitters have had here in this gym against NC.
I remember a Walker Collin masterclass last season and a Conestoga win. And it wasn't expected, and he came off the bench and was outstanding. Wilkinson's having himself an afternoon here.
St. Clair having to throw over a free ball. Newitz out of the back row. Solo block. He's able to beat it. And NC, of course, facing that Conestoga team on Wednesday. And came up short. 3-1 was the final score in that one. And Tyrell Belgrove had 18 kills in that game. It wasn't Walker Callan that time. But Belgrove was just picking apart this next defense. And again, it's happening, but this time it's Cale Wilkinson.
Quite the two-headed monster Conestoga has. And talk about a program that's come from being horrendous volleyball-wise to being a really stable, good program for men's volleyball, and that is Conestoga right now. They have been excellent the last 3 or 4 years. They've really been on the up and up.
They've built a powerhouse in this OCAA West Division, one of the best records outside of Hubbard. A huge kill on the outside from Arthur Richard. Minimal attempts for him, but that was a big kill, and it's given St. Clair a 9-6 lead.
St. Clair's getting swings on above average amounts at times. Offensively, Niagara dumping too many free balls over.
Wilkinson puts that one into the net, and he catches a break. And again with that Conestoga team, they've built around a lot of their outside hitters. They've added Belgrove to their roster. They have Evan Kritz as well on the outside, who is an excellent left side hitter. And they've brought in Kraus, a first-year setter, who has been one of the best in the OCAA West this season. As Newitz unable to get that one, it's back-to-back kills for Arthur Richard.
Yeah, they showed that on full display Wednesday night. And they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs as well. You look at the standings, they're sitting at that 3 seed. One more game remaining for the Condors at a 12-5 record.
And that one straight to the net from Richard. And NC back within 2 here.
Niagara's yet to go on a long run here.
RJ Martin serving. Standing float, passed up by Cobarn. He'll get it on the outside, and it's through the block and down. Jerpy getting a touch, but unable to keep it alive.
I wonder at some point if we see Matty Perron come in, just maybe in the front row too, just a little bit more size up front for Niagara.
Parento goes back to Newitz. He's able to push it through the block that time. And a good use of that tight set from Ashton Newitz.
I mean, with Matty Perron, you get an extra 4 inches of height. Parento's played excellent, but in the front row blocking situations, it's tough.
So here is Leland Parento now serving. Spinner, good one, and it's over. Pass put down, but St. Clair keeps it alive. Wilkinson chasing, having to roll it over. Parento, Smith on the outside, paints the line. That cross-court shot, so good from Wisdom Smith. Block was late, and he was able to hit right over top.
So Wisdom Smith gets a look, and he converts on it. Nice to see him swing on a ball here. He's had a couple of just dump overs and free balls put over. He gets one that he can swing on, and he takes advantage of it.
1 point game here, 10-11. St. Clair leading. Softer that time from Parento. Comartin on the outside. Got through the seam, but just out. And NC have fought themselves back into a tie game here in set number 2.
11-all for as well as St. Clair is playing. Niagara staying in it here in this second, in a big second set. They don't want to go down 0-2.
Parento, another spinner off the net for Kwiatkowski. He's having to get help from Palal. Came back off the block. Kwiatkowski to the middle. Tipped off the block. NC recycling. Newitz came off the top of the head of Zach Walls and down, and Newitz on back-to-back attempts has gotten a point for NC. They take the lead here.
It's the time here. Let's see a little bit of a run from Niagara.
Some strong serving from Parento has caused some trouble. Saints unable to play anything out of sequence, and NC's taking advantage of it.
Switches it up so often, too.
To the middle, and they respond with Zach Walls. Perfectly run play out of the Parenteau serve. Pahal to Kwiatkowski, and Halls puts it away.
He fanned out it a little bit out of the middle, but it works out well. Niagara just caught defensively too far up.
Tie 12 all here. Kwiatkowski serving. Ashton It's a perfect pass. Parenteau, Redekop out of the middle. It's dug up by Pahal. Back row swing! Arthur Richard from the pipe position.
It's another very, very close call on the center, Kwiatkowski.
Here he is back serving once more. Spinner passed up by Newitz. Redekop out of the middle. What a dig by Pahal to keep that one alive. Wilkins plays over the free ball. Redekop tries again and he hits it out.
So the first time this NC offense has been able to run Rowan Redekop in a perfect set and put a ball on a tee for him, he gets it dug up. Excellent defense from St. Clair. That's what I said, they're gritty. Not gonna let balls hit the floor.
Simran Pahal, the fifth-year libero for this St. Clair Saints team. Parenteau tight to the net, and he's gonna get called over top. And St. Clair, right after NC took a 12-11 lead, they've got 4 straight points here. It's a 3-point game. Kwiatkowski to readjust, able to put over a heavy serve. Smith on the offside! And he cuts it right across the court. And a big side out for NC. Ashton It's going to go and serve.
4 first-year starters on this NC side. Need to find a way here to battle in a tight one again, 15-13.
To the middle, Walls, what a dig by Micah Newitz. Chirpy off the net, rolls it into the block, and it's down.
Too predictable for NC offensively. St. Clair's all over it. You got 18 back in the front row.
And that'll set up Nolan Komar in serving. Heavy spinner, fought off by Chirpy. Smith through the block, kept alive. Wilkinson, dug up by Newitz. Smith got down, and Ashton puts one over. And that's exactly what you said. Sometimes out of sequence balls, you just got to put a bit of a...
Doesn't hurt to put a swing on it.
Exactly, and that caught St. Clair off guard. They were off the net, and it got right through the seam. And Newitz able to win the point. It's a 2-point game.
Niagara's at some point got to take advantage here.
Redekop, short float came off the tape. Kwiatkowski to the outside, pushed down the line by Arthur Richard.
Even on the offsets, St. Clair finds a way. Niagara come back on their heels. It's a perfect placement on that outside.
Just attacking with such confidence right now. St. Clair dominating up in the net. Overpass, put down, but all over the net was Arthur Richard. His eyes lit up with that ball sitting on top of the net, and he swung at it hard. And we are going to see that substitution now, as Leland Parenteau will check out for Matty Perron.
That's what I said earlier on when we saw Parenteau come into the... After that last rotation with Parenteau in the front, Noah, you need some more height up front, especially with the blocks. Provided that does Matty Perron, extra 4 inches up there. A little bit of a veteran on this team, you know, coming over a sickness, getting over a flu a little bit, but I think he adds exactly what Niagara needs up front. Not saying Parenteau wasn't playing well. They need that extra height at the net right now.
1-2 on that side of the setter blocking. St. Clair's been taking advantage of it. Wilkinson still been playing well, but he hasn't been as effective since the start of the set, and of course in the first set where he was incredible. They've been going to that left side a little bit more, and they're still finding success.
He got blocked a couple of times early in this second set, Noah, and they've opted to go to other options. And hey, all of their options seem to be working well. They've got a good game plan against this Niagara defense. Whatever it is, it's working for everybody.
Perron to the middle. RJ Martin. What a big game against St. Clair. He's been playing well ever since he's got his first start here in 2025, and he's got a kill here in set number 2. It's a 3-point game.
Another great volleyball player from an underrated school in Huron. St. Mary's DCVI produced some really, really good volleyball
Wilkinson
players.
blocked again. Newitt's got his hands on that one. They're starting to shut him down a little bit more. Those blocks are getting tighter and stronger up at the net. The Saints still leaning because they are getting that other looks from other places, which have continued to swing well for the Saints team. Short serve from Chirpy. What a take by Mike Newitt's got across on that dump attempt from Kwiatkowski, and Smith was soaring from way back to keep that one alive, and he ran into the net.
Getting to a point in this game, Noah, where you're going to start making mistakes. Buckle up here on defense. I like how Matty Perron's coming in and established the middle immediately.
Saints pushing 5 here, 3-point lead. That one sent way out the back by Arthur Richard, and NC now within 2. Jack Drummond's going to check in here. He'll come in and serve for RJ Martin.
It's another big spot for this Thorold kid. Jack Drummond comes in off the bench again in a 20-18 game. Pressure situation. See if he can make a couple of serves to get his squad right back in it. Niagara hasn't had a run. Be a great time for one right here.
20-18, and Drummond puts it into the net. It's back to a 3-point lead. Saints pushing 4 with a chance to take a 2-0 set lead.
It's the toughest spot in sports. St. Clair's had a steady 3-point lead, it seems, throughout this second set. Even without Wilkinson being as effective as he was in the first set. Still finding a way here.
Can't serve. Perron got down to put that one over for Newitz. Bit of a miscommunication there. Comarn able to tool it off the block. And both teams with still 2 timeouts left. And I think Steve Stone might take one here. He does.
That block just floats, no, on that far side. St. Clair able to read it perfectly. And they bring the belt out. But again, that block's got to be square, and Niagara's had trouble blocking here in this game. And it's not one solo person, it's a collective effort. Not able to turn and square up. And St. Clair takes advantage now in a spot to go up 2-0 here on the road.
Well, in 2, St. Clair has just been better at taking broken plays and finding points from them. They've had a couple like that last play where it was a high ball to the outside, and Comartin just able to use the block to his advantage and win the point. And now they've got a 4-point lead. NC on their heels here, not trying to go down 2-0. And that's what they need to be doing a little more often. We haven't seen the middles being used enough, and RJ Martin is a very big tool and asset when attacking for this Knights team.
That's what I like about Perron. He comes in and established it right away. There hasn't been one spot where Niagara's been successful consistently in this game. Little flashes here, little flashes there. Not one consistent spot. Still looking for that here in this second set, but they're running out of time.
So out of the timeout, NC gonna have to climb out of a 4-point hole here. 22-18. Kent serving. Passed off the net, Perron on the run. Newitz off the net, rolls one over. Wilkinson out of the C ball, dug up by Chirpy, but NC couldn't keep it alive on the second ball.
Just because he hasn't been as effective doesn't mean they still don't find him here, and they find him perfectly on a C ball. He times it up. Push 2 here for St. Clair.
Kent continuing to serve for the Saints. That one a bullet. They'll go to Wisdom Smith out of the C ball, and he hit it way out. Looking for touches, won't get him, and it's set point for the Saints.
Same spot as last time in the first set. A little bit of head scratching got to be going on over that NC coaching bench right now. Sometimes your guys have to figure it out on their own. Niagara's choosing to not play great volleyball at the wrong time right now, though.
Kent puts that one into the net, and it's 24-19. It'll set up Maddie Perron serving. St. Clair between the men's and the women's team here today.
Saints looking to win their 5th straight set over Niagara collectively.
And it feels like we mentioned a little bit earlier, like we're in Windsor. So many St. Clair fans here in attendance. What a almost perfect pass to the middle. And Walls gets the last laugh. He puts that one down. And a repeat of set number 1, 25-19, the final score. And St. Clair have come here to the Simply Financial Athletic Center and put themselves up 2-0 over the NC Knights.
It's on an absolute tee for Zach Walls to finish it, and he bangs it right into the middle. Nothing Niagara can do on it. It was a perfect set once again, as Kwiatkowski continues to put on a clinic for St. Clair offensively. Got to make changes if you're Steve Stone here. Something's got to give on that Niagara side of things. I don't know what it is. They made a change late in that second set, bringing in Maddie Perron. Not a lot of opportunity for Perron. But again, a lot of blank faces over there in that huddle right now for Niagara, who look to drop their 2nd consecutive at home. And it's just perfect timing, perfect spot. Blocks late. Story of this one again. Niagara's blocks not being there on time. St. Clair takes full advantage of it. Wilkinson was a little less effective in that second set. Still able to find him a couple of times. Niagara looked like for a minute they had him figured out, but he just went back to his old ways near the end there. Got a couple of kills, and you look at Steve Stone in that sideline for NC. Looking for answers now, down 0-2. They're going to have to make a historic comeback, and it's going to have to be in 5 sets again if they want to beat St. Clair.
A steep hill to climb for NC here at home in their final home game of the regular season. St. Clair has been taking it to them for these first 2 sets. It's 2-0 in favor of the visiting Saints team. And they're going to look to do the sweep here as we get moments away from starting set number 3. And the adjustment that the Knights made after that first set was to key in a little more on Cale Wilkinson. They shut him down at times. They were able to get a lot more touches on his attacks, but with the way Kwiatkowski's been setting up his offense, everyone's been getting good looks. And we saw that last swing from Zach Walls. He had a couple of huge kills in that second set. Everyone getting in on the action for St. Clair. They're playing as such a unit here in this one.
You're exactly right. Together, this St. Clair team has been outstanding defensively, offensively, not letting balls touch the floor. Scrappy. Take a look at number 18 right there. That's the star for them today. And their other one. As they continue to rock and roll here and look to sweep collectively Niagara in their last home regular season game of the season. And it's got to be a big-time comeback for Niagara here, as it looks like Mitch Chirpy's going to draw into the start. Couple of changes, Noah, up front for this Niagara team as Chirpy draws in, along with Wyatt Thompson.
Thompson Takix also in there as well.
I love the addition of Matty Takix. He's going to bring an element at every spot here, and they're going to keep Maddie Perron on the floor as Perron will start to serve. So 3 changes to this starting lineup. Sorry, check that, 4 changes. Almost a completely new unit. The only same are the Newitz brothers out there. Everybody else is different. See if they can't find some magic here and come back from an 0-2 deficit.
So here we go for set number 3, and off the hop, Newitz with the dig. They'll go to Ashton on the outside, pushing deep, kept alive by the Saints. Dumped over by Kwiatkowski, kept alive. And Chirpy unable to get the second ball. Saints take the first point.
Four back on a defensive set for Niagara. Pitched out on that far side.
Came off the tape, they'll go to Tackett on the outside. Came off the hands, but kept alive by the Saints. They'll throw over a high free ball. Newitz, Perron pushes to the middle. Redicott blocked. NC not been able to take advantage of their free ball opportunities, as the Saints again all over them up at the net. Kwiatkowski, heavy serve, passed up by Chirpy. Perron, Newitz on the offside, and he just hit it wide.
Three-0 start for St. Clair. Not what you want to come out of the gate with Niagara. But again, it's tough. You got 4 new starters out there. Of course, you got to make an adjustment, try and find some momentum at some point. But again, you got a whole new unit out there, right? So they got to find their groove here, and they don't have much time.
We'll see if they can build off that missed serve from Kwiatkowski. Ashton Newit's going to go back and serve. 3-1 St. Clair. Newitz floater passed off the net. Kwiatkowski pushes to the outside. Colmartin dug up by Newitz. Tight for Perron, and not a lot he can do with that.
If you can hear us back home. (4-1) here in the third set.
Nolan Colmartin serving. High spinner, passed up by Newitz. Perron. Ashton out of the back row. It was dug up again and put over on one by Chirpy. Dug up by Newitz. Off the net for St. Clair, rolling it into the middle. Dug up again by the Knights. High ball to the outside for Tackett. Blocked again. St. Clair is getting touches on everything right now. (5-1) Saints. Colmartin serving again. Off the net for Perron. They'll go to Chirpy on the outside, and he hit it long. And Steve Zone's going to have to call a very early timeout here. Down 6-1.
The hill gets steeper to climb here in the third set at a 6-1. St. Clair lead. Can't hear myself think right now. But the Saints continue to pick up where they left off in set number 1 and set number 2 and continue to roll on in this third set. And again, they're just capitalizing on mistakes Niagara's making. Offensively, they've been excellent. Defensively, sound. Kwiatkowski continues to run an almost perfect offense for this St. Clair team. And Niagara, there's no answers. You know, you can make those lineup changes, but I go back to this same thing. Did you have to make lineup changes? Yes. After the first 2 sets your team put up. Those guys haven't played together yet. They don't have a lot of time to figure out how to play together right now. They got to do it now. So for Niagara, they got to start rolling. They have not yet had a run of 4 more points in this game.
6-1, St. Clair leads. Out of the timeout, Colmartin continuing to serve. His spinner is out. And another service error for the Saints. 2 in this set, and that's both of NC's points so far. Rowan Redicott behind the service line. Shallow floater, passed up, they'll go to the outside, tipped over the block and down. Another good play. We'll get a pause here in action as Tactics ran into the referee on the sideline. Just got to fix that before we get back underway, but it's going to be Zach Walls serving.
Let's make a quick adjustment here to this ref stand, and she's good to go. 7-2, biggest lead here in this third set.
Wall spinner, heavy serve. Newitt's gonna have to play a high ball and Thompson will just throw it over. Kwiatkowski to the middle, that one hit long, not connecting that time.
It's just messy in the front row for Niagara right now. You see them running into each other, dumping over, again, like just putting over a free ball, giving St. Clair the opportunity offensively. They haven't made it tough on the defense of St. Clair, has Niagara.
So here's Matty Tactics, he puts it out. So now serving Cale Wilkinson. Another heavy serve. Newitt's gonna have to play a high ball over for Chirpy, and it's dug up once more and out of play. So Mitch Chirpy able to get his first kill here tonight. (8-4) here, Saints leading, Mitch Chirpy serving. Soft float passed up, Kwiatkowski to the outside, and a huge swing from Richard. Right around the block of Thompson. And every time NC tries to go up that mountain, the Saints are at the top, just pushing them right back down. Richard sends that one out the back. And if it wasn't for the Saints' 3 missed serves, it would be 9-2. It would be a 7-point lead for St. Clair. NC needs to find something here offensively in this must-win set number 3. Here's Wyatt Thompson for the first time. Kwiatkowski, Kent on the right side this time, and he's blocked. Newitz and Redekop coming together.
One of the few times we've seen those two blocks combine on the far side. Noah, both on time, up square. They were able to get them. Back in it, 3-point advantage.
Thompson puts that one into the net. It's back to a 4-point game. Calvin Kent's floater passed off the net. Newitt's going to help out. Ashton on the far side. Played off the block in St. Clair. Will play over a free ball. Perron outside for Tactics. Just found the line. Tactics out of the back row. You see him practice that swing a lot, especially in warm-up. And that time hit it to perfection, and it's back to a 3-point game. Serving 10-7, St. Clair leading. That one is in for Matty Perron, an ace. NC trying to build momentum here, down 2.
Starting to figure it out in this lineup.
Off the net, Kwiatkowski is going to force Wilkinson to throw for a free ball. Perron to the back row, Chirpy. St. Clair again.
Gotta
What
use
can
it.
NC do with it? Perron to Takix this time. Perfect spot, Matty Takix. He's had the answer here on this right side. He's had a couple of points back to back, and it's a 1-point game.
Yeah, they're starting to go to Matty T a little bit here, and he's had the answer. You're exactly right. They got 3 swings up front, and Matty T's finding those seams in between the blocks. He's brought it to within a 1-point game.
Perron. His floater passed up by Richard to the middle. Walls dug up by Perron. NC having to throw over a deep ball.
Standing defense for Matty Perron.
Wilkinson touched off of Newitz, but he couldn't keep it alive. And again, those sets haven't been going to Wilkinson as often as they did in the first set. But when he's called upon, he's answered almost every time. Kwiatkowski serving again. And that one's into the net. Another missed serve for St. Clair in this set. Ashton Newitz, soft float, pass off the net. Kwiatkowski, Wilkinson over top of the block. It's kept alive by Chirpy. Newitz reaching, plays it into the pot. Wilkinson lines up, dug up by Perron, but out of play. As Takix was reaching around the net, couldn't keep it up. And Wilkinson's got back-to-back kills. Perron, Takix, off the block and down for Matty T. And Matty Takix has been the go-to guy here in set number 3. He's got 3 kills. Rowan Rennikop serving. His floater passed off the net by Walls. Richard attacking, hit it out. And the attacking error has tied this game up at 12. Since that timeout Steve Zone took early on, NC has found themselves here in this must-win set number 3.
Look at our scorebook. It is tied at 12 here.
Kwiatkowski again to the outside. Came off the block that time. Just getting through the seams. That block not tight enough. Zach Walls serving once again for the Saints. Heavy spinner, Perron, back to Ashton Newitz! Looking for touches.
Oh, looking for touches.
I thought it came off the arms that time, and Newitz.
Yeah, he swung at it. It did look like in the back row he got a piece of it. Ball caught a spin off of it.
And NC furious with that call. The line judge said he didn't see any touches, but it looked like when he came across to play that ball, it looked like it clearly came off his arm.
It had a different spin when it came to the back row. It definitely looked like it touched something. And I'm not sure how they didn't see that. This is a big point in this game, too. I'm not sure if we have a look at it or not.
That makes it a 2-point game, 14-12.
Steve Stone not happy, still not an explanation. Still frustrated.
Walls serve, puts it into the net.
He knows he touched it.
As they say, ball does not lie. So the point goes back to NC. It's a 1-point game.
You know. 1-point game here in the third set.
Takix, deep serve. He puts it out himself. And it's a 15-13 lead, St. Clair. Cale Wilkinson, another guy with a heavy spin serve. Now back behind the line for the Saints. Comes off the tape and checked off by Micah Newitz. An ace for Cale Wilkinson. Wilkinson unloads again and back-to-back aces. And Steve Stone's going to call his second timeout. It's now a 4-point game. And the Saints just continuing to do it from all areas of the court. This time it's Cale Wilkinson from behind the service line. And NC, after fighting their way back to a tie game, are now down 4. And they need to get a pass here off of Wilkinson's serve. So from here on out, the Knights with no timeouts left. 4-point game, St. Clair leading 17-13, looking to do the sweep after the women's team did it earlier this afternoon.
Well, it says a lot too when you got to call your timeout in the 17-13 game, your last timeout of the set. And it almost road-like atmosphere in your own court. 17-13. Got to find it now. They don't have time to make any more mistakes here, Noah.
These traveling St. Clair fans have been backing their team here today as Wilkinson sends that one out. And able to be iced by the timeout. It's Chirpy going to go and serve. Chirpy's flow almost passed too low for St. Clair to keep it alive, but they wipe it off the block. They'll try again. Wilkinson out of the back row. It kind of looked like he was above the attack line, but able to put it down in front of Micah Newitz, and it's a 4-point game once again.
Four-point advantage for St. Clair.
Arthur Richards serving. Bullet of a serve. Newitz, quick reaction time to get out of the way as that one was sent out the back. Wyatt Thompson back for NC. His floater came off the arms. Bahal able to keep it alive. And St. Clair pulls over a shallow free ball. Perron, Chirpy, dug up by Wilkinson. Over top of the block, Newitz there to cover. He'll get it back on the outside, tipping into the block. Smart play from Ashton Newitz. And it's back to a 2-point game. Thompson continuing to serve here. NC slowly making their way back after the timeout. Kwiatkowski to the middle this time, dug up by Takix. And that's going to be called a double hit on Wyatt Thompson. He tried to push that ball to the left side and just got it wrong. So here's Calvin Kett serving. Off the net for Perron. They'll go to Takix on the outside, and he hit it long. Pushing 5 is St. Clair, looking to do the sweep. It's all up to NC now. They got no timeouts. Shallow serve. Newitz got down to pass. Ashton on the outside. A huge swing, but dug up by the Saints. Perron dumps it over, and it was red. by St. Clair. Wilkinson on the back row. Huge block at the net by Redekop.
There's that solo ability, Redekop, to get up and get hands on a swing. He read it perfectly. And that's a big swing point in this 20-17 game. No room for error, Niagara.
Perron taking his time. Floater passed up off the net. Kwiatkowski racing for it. Outside, triple block, able to recycle it. Came off the body of Newitz, and Knights keep it alive. Put over a free ball. Walls hit it into the net, and NC is keeping these balls alive. And a couple of attacking errors from the Saints. It's now a 2-point game. Perron can't find the court. Fourth missed serve of this set for the Knights. It's back to a 3-point lead. Pushing for the Saints. Kwiatkowski serving. It's been the same situation these past 2 sets. St. Clair have been able to hold on every time. Newitz, perfect pass. Perron, Ashton on the outside, recycled off the block. Tactics having to push it over, and him and Redekop came together and were all over the net. 22-18. Kwiatkowski, Perron, tactics, dug up by Pahal.
It's a great dig.
Free ball thrown over by the Saints. What can the Knights do with it? They'll go to Newitz! Ashton Newitz has been excellent from either side of the court, and he puts that one away. And he'll go back and serve. Mitch Sherpy going to check out here. Liam Marchetti will come back into the front row.
It's just an excellent run by Niagara's offense, and Matty Perron puts it perfectly for Newitz, who hits a seam. More of that. They got to come now.
Pass off the net. Kwiatkowski to the outside, got through the block, dug up by Newitz. Ashton getting it once again, but he hit it long. 23-19. Cole Martin serving.
What are you doing?
High toss spinner, dug up by Newitz. Perron to Takic, swinging cross court, and he finds the line. It's getting rowdy in here, Alec.
So we're right in the middle of it. 3-point game.
Jack Drummond checking in. He's going to serve for Rowan Redekop. Pahal, perfect pass. Outside, blocked at the net by Marchetti. NC staying alive here, 23-21.
2-point advantage now, and it's a big-time close on the far side for them to keep this game alive.
Drummond, another good serve. Kwiatkowski to the outside, got through the block and in. Who else but Cale Wilkinson? It's game point now for St. Clair. Redekop gonna check back in. Zach Walls with the game in his hands. Game point for the Saints. NC need to be perfect from here on out to force a fourth set. Walls, excellent serve. It's an overpass and it's put down. St. Clair has come to Welland, Ontario, and have swept both games. 6-0 against the Niagara College Knights, and these fans traveling all the way from Windsor have shown NC what the Saints are all about as the Niagara College Knights fall to the Saints 3-0. Final set score 25-21. Your final thoughts, Alec?
Well,
if you can think for a second with all this noise.
I actually don't even know what's happening right now. So let me gather my thoughts here for a second without a drum for a couple minutes in my right ear.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like, the better team won today. And it's basically plain and simple how to put it. The better team won today. The fans were electric.
Erratic.
A little bit electric, I guess. You know what? Credit to St. Clair. For as much as I can't think myself right now, they brought a fan bus. They were wild. They were electric the entire day for both teams. Really amped it up in the final 2 sets of this one. The difference being that first set, obviously, Cale Wilkinson was outstanding. He kind of put his team on his back, quieted down a little bit, but when it mattered most, they called upon their big swinger. I don't think it mattered who they set the ball to today because of the way that this offense was run. And credit to Nick Kwiatkowski for the way he ran his offense. They took advantage of errors. They took advantage of misplays. They took advantage of free balls. And I don't think he had, more than 4 or 5 mistakes this afternoon. Kwiatkowski was excellent. The catalyst behind it, they always say the setter's job is the hardest on the floor, and he was perfection. That did not look like a 5-10 team. That did not look like an 8-seed team. As St. Clair punches their ticket to the playoffs, they clinch that seed. And, I mean, if I'm an East team right now and I'm Georgian, or I'm trying to think of the other teams up there right now, but I know Georgian's in first place. If I'm that Georgian team right now and this is the 8-seed team I have to play, I'm a little bit worried right now coming in based off the way that they've played. Niagara beat them in 5 last time on the road. They sweep Niagara in both women's and men's. St. Clair comes on the road at a 5-hour bus trip. Not great weather. They win 6 straight sets to finish on a road trip here in Niagara that did not feel like a road game for the St. Clair Saints.
I would be terrified any team the Saints having to face in that playoff round with these traveling fans. Incredible scenes here at the Simply Financial Athletic Center. The Saints go undefeated here in all 6 sets between the men's and the women's slates, and they shock the Niagara College Knights here at home. And that's going to do it for OCAA regular season volleyball here at the Niagara College Welland campus for both the men's and women's team. The women's will most likely have a home playoff game. Of course, we talked about the men's team officially cannot finish in the top 4. They're still fighting for that 5th and 6th spot, wanting to finish as high as possible for that crossover game and the possibility of maybe having a home playoff game later down the road. But for now, for myself, Noah Vogel, he's Alec Murray. We'll sign off. Have a great rest of your evening, and good night.